And welcome everybody to another smAshlight segment. Today we're going to be talking about all kinds of things as we do. We do these segments. They're designed to allow us to talk about whatever we want to and not step on the toes of the other content. Let's first talk about the largest nuclear weapon ever detonated, the 50 megaton Tsar Bomba. Here is the giant bomb on the rail car that delivered it to the airbase where it was flown from plane, especially fitted Tu-95V, which actually carried the 50 megaton nuclear weapon on the outside of its fuselage because they didn't have a plane that would store such a large weapon. And there's the spherical initial detonation of it. If you want to read all about it, head to zerohedge.com. There's also a video on YouTube showing a lot of footage that was previously classified. So this created a 50-mile high mushroom cloud. And the plane responsible for dropping it was not even known if it would survive or not. The pilots were told they may be killed by the shockwave, and they did experience it indeed. This bomb considered too large to even be detonated for wartime purposes. So great declassified footage. I'll be watching it whether it's in Russian or not. The 40-minute documentary about the Tsar Bomba. And there's an image of the mushroom cloud from the plane that dropped it, I believe. Please take a moment to press like and subscribe and the notification bell on YouTube, as we are tanking on YouTube. We are also on BitChute and various other social media. Check out smashomash.org for all of that information. And we've got exclusive content on all sites, so subscribe to them all. Let's talk about the Fed. There's going to be a speech tomorrow on Thursday. And the Fed is going to talk about how inflation is good. Oh yeah, inflation is good. So people believe that the Federal Reserve is there to prevent inflation or to keep it in check, but in reality, the Federal Reserve is there to line the pockets of banks. The Federal Reserve considers a 2% inflation rate better than a 1% inflation rate, and a 1% inflation rate better than a 0% inflation rate. Now, personally, I would prefer to see prices go down due to things like innovation and so on. The Fed tends to disagree. And hey, I don't care. Everybody's entitled to be wrong. Many bankers don't even understand what's going on with the Fed, as it artificially controls interest rates, which is the largest block of business in the world, the interest on corporate and international loans, which are the loans typically associated with the prime lending rate. So changing that artificially is a problem, and it incentivizes giant companies to invest in their own stock. This is part of the reason why the stock market is a bubble, and it's been reinflated with a 0% inflation rate. Money should have a price to it, and this false incentivization, this false incentive created by the Fed, again, it encourages companies to invest in their own stock, artificially inflating that. And by the way, inflation hurts the poor much more than the rich. And yeah, the largest block of business in the world should not be determined. Its price tag should not be determined artificially by a cartel of banks. So look for Jerome Powell to speak on Thursday in a virtual version of the Fed's annual Jackson Hole, putting the hole in Jackson Hole and the economy. The Federal Reserve, they're going to explain why inflation's good. I don't know if I have any quotes. It will be historic. It's historic for the Fed to announce a different way to approach monetary policy. I don't think they should do more than what they said they would do. Okay. Anything that would be aimed at goosing the financial markets probably doesn't have much upside to the real economy and could create stability problems down the road. Well, who could have guessed it? Well, the Fed is responsible for the boom and bust cycles that we experience and is not beneficial to economics, only to bankers. By the way, U.S. Treasury yields were flat Let's take a quick look at the pre-markets. Dow slated to open flat, S&P slated to open flat. A small decrease actually. Fairly flat. NASDAQ expected to open 18 points above yesterday's close. Anyway, there are some other markets in terms of pre-market activity. Have you heard about the emergency authorization for blood plasma as a treatment? Well, there are also, and this is we're talking about for COVID-19 here, there are also more articles today about hydroxychloroquine, a substance we did a video about on March 19th, which was promptly demonetized by YouTube, then set to private, and now it's only at bitshoot.com/smAsho. So that's good news there, as we have more and more treatments available, making a vaccine less and less relevant. Have you been Mansa-ing, making America not suck again? Well, it's up to you. So please do. And visit the Smash stores and support the channel. There are links at smAshomash.com. Check that out. Some more good news about the decriminalization of all drugs. Also in the news, and that's happening in Oregon. If you haven't checked out smAshomash.com/forum, what are you waiting for? We've got 1,436 registered users, and if you'd like to contribute over there, you'll have to create a login. It is free for everybody. There's no paywall at smAshomash.com yet. That could come in the future, depending on things like funding. So there are a lot of great topics there, including cosmology forum, Earth and geophysics, general science, one dedicated strictly to the sun, a free-for-all forum, and a forum for new users. Hillary Clinton says Biden should not accept the results of the 2020 election. We came, we saw, we didn't accept the election results. Joe Biden should not concede under any circumstances, because I think this is going to drag out, and eventually I do believe he will win if we don't give an inch and if we are as focused and relentless as the other side is. Here's a clip from Hillary Clinton.
Look, it's going to be a close election.
Have I sent a chill up and down your spine today? No toccata and fugue in D minor or other spooky music for y'all. Here's another clip. How about just the audio?
Massive legal operation. I know the Biden campaign is working on that.
And there, if you wanted to be horrified, there's Hillary. Oh my God. Sorry about the fear that I've instilled. Have you heard about Joe Biden's mysteriously missing dislikes? Yeah, they're vanishing. Why are his dislikes vanishing? Because YouTube's making them vanish, that's why. And check out this great video from Nina E. about the mysteriously vanishing dislikes. It's documented. Were you aware that the worst death tolls are in Democrat-run states? Now, one of the things on smAshomash.com/forum is movie recommendations. We're having great amounts of fun with this, as one of our regular viewers and forum inhabitants, Bo J, has recommended a movie called Network from 1976. Prepare yourself for a perfectly outrageous motion picture, Network. Good times. Here's what I had to say about it. We rented it for $2.99 on Amazon on Sunday night, and it's 40 years ahead of its time. The insight was amazing, and the relevance to today's mainstream shit show disguised as news is quite astounding. Like many movies from the 1970s, the ending was somewhat unexpected, because back then everybody wasn't angling constantly for franchise/sequel/prequel/unimaginative cash-grabbing nonsense, but instead for good art. Faye Dunaway had a memorable performance, and based on how hyperactive and crazy she behaved, I believe she was on considerable cocaine during filming. Great film, super relevant to today. Thanks to Bo J for the excellent recommendation, and to Smash staff, please remind me of the most recent movies, or post them, the ones we've been watching. I can't remember what's what because there's too much stuff on my plate. Anyway, a couple days ago we were talking about politics on the forum, and here's the article about Joe Biden's mysteriously missing dislikes, as the number went mysteriously from 5,000 to 2,000 or something like that, just by simply hitting refresh. The dislikes were 5.9 thousand, and then when she reopened the page, she saw 2.1 thousand dislikes. Boy, oh boy, that's a lot of people pressing a button at the same time. Why? Because it's fraud by Google. Yes, Google, owned by parent company Alphabet, purchased YouTube back in 2006 and has been ruining the platform ever since. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you may not see hits like this.
Stop it this minute, you disgraceful vagabonds! Oh, you want to play rough, do you?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Follow me on Instagram at instagram.com/smAsho. Let's talk COVID, since it's time to get scared and spooked and to take out my UV wand and to go, hey, would you mind? Oh, it's becoming very, very, very agreeable nowadays. The COVID-19. Not even worthy of being an enemy. By the way, the numbers have been dropping and dropping. Although the Sun Belt's summer outbreak continues, Spain rejects another national lockdown. Africa cases near 1.2 million. Deaths in England and Wales hit a 20-week low. Germany to extend benefit program. German infections remain close to a 4-month high. Russia reported 4,696 new cases. Usain Bolt's, the world's fastest man, tests positive. Dr. Fauci warns FDA must thoroughly vet COVID vaccines, as if they're relevant. This article from Zero Hedge. And by the way, if you do 10 times more testing, guess what's going to happen? You're going to find an increase in cases. Were you aware? Let's talk about Rand Paul, who has endorsed President Trump, stating that President Trump gets things done. Here's a quote from Senator Rand Paul from Kentucky. If you hate wars like I hate war, or if you want us to quit sending $50 billion every year, that's $50 billion every year to Afghanistan to build their roads and bridges, instead of building them here at home, you need to support President Trump for another term. Now, Paul is a staunch ally of Trump's in the Senate, but does not hesitate to break with the president if he disagrees on them, as Rand Paul is a fiscal conservative. Here's another quote from Senator Paul. While others talked about criminal justice reform, President Trump actually signed the First Step Act, the real first reform in a generation, and one that sought to undo the harm that others like Joe Biden have done, Paul said. For those of us who lament the Biden crime bill that locked up a generation of young black men, remember that Biden bragged about a bill that still wreaks havoc among people of color. Also, again, Joe Biden nominated utterly corrupt and out of gas politician, probably the most corrupt politician of my entire lifetime, Kamala Harris. A woman that, if you don't dislike her, I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. Were you aware that Google is a scam, not a verb? We've got a whole forum thread about it. It's in the free-for-all forum, entitled Google is a Scam, Not a Verb. Now, you can use Google as a verb if you mean to obtain biased search results from the Google junkware engine. If you haven't read all about it, head to smAshomash.com/forum and read article after article citing the fact, and it is a fact, that Google is a scam and not a verb. If you'd like a shirt to cite your stance on Google, Well, we've got them. You can link to both of the Teespring Smash stores, the Smash store and the smAsho store from smashamash.org, as well as to our affiliate. Let's talk about ghouls. Yeah, ghouls. It's an Arabic term. It's a demon-like being or monstrous humanoid originating in pre-Islamic Arabian religion. Associated with graveyards and consuming human flesh. In modern fiction, the term has often been used for a certain type of undead monster. Why am I talking about this? Because Apple, Facebook, and Google are zombie companies. And as much as they try to break the internet, you can't break the internet, big tech, but the internet can break you. Don't believe us? Keep trying to censor us here in America. We will make you regret it. One of the alternatives to using the Google Junkware search engine is using the real search engine DuckDuckGo. It will allow you to obtain objective search results instead of biased ones. It'll also respect your privacy, but most importantly, giving you better search results. Since DuckDuckGo isn't for sale the way Google is, it's time to take back your privacy. Search privately. Get privacy tips by signing up for their newsletter. DuckDuckGo from Paoli, Pennsylvania. We want you on the cycling jerseys. Drop us a line. The email is smashamash@gmail.com. For our viewers, if you want to drop us a line, you can drop us a line at the smAsho VoIP line. It's country code +1, area code 610-936-9799. That's country code +1, area code 610-936-9799. Here's an image of Faye Dunaway, and it's because we're talking about this movie Network. Highly recommended. It is available for rental on Amazon for $2.99. If you haven't checked out the forum, there's an extensive section about coronavirus on the forum. And we started that on January 23rd. And we've been doing kind of daily little recaps here. Do you remember on March 19th, the same day that I put out the video about hydroxychloroquine, which YouTube promptly demonetized, and then we set to private, and then now it's only available at bitshoot.com/smashamash. Check it out. We were citing the fact that silver was barely $12 per ounce back then. Have you looked at the price recently? Well, I'll let you look it up yourself. And the reason that I instantly posted a video about this is because I heard about it on the Glenn Beck Show. And then by the time President Trump was doing a press conference about it around noon, I'd already read this study, which, by the way, it's covidtrial.io. And the whole thing sounded plausible, so I made a video about it. Because, well, all of the fear-mongering should have ended on March 19th. Let's talk about cyberbullying. Finish polite type combats cyberbullying. If you add this to your word processor programs, it'll do things like change a sentence that says "I hate you" to "I disagree with you." Or if you type "she is ugly," it'll be changed to "she is not traditionally beautiful." Wow, they're really moving into the social justice marketplace here, aren't they? Less offensive terms such as "you are stupid" are changed to "you are silly," and other insulting terms such as dumb and idiot are blurred out. Sounds like a great idea. Apparently, Finland has too much to do over the cold, long winters. It's got an 1,800-word vocabulary using the polite type. Compiled by Tieto Evry, along with Finnish teenagers and organizations such as the Children and Youth Foundation that promote diversity, inclusion, and anti-racism. Looking to solve problems that don't exist? Well, elect Covidiocy and blatant corruption ticket Biden-Harris 2020. We've got the t-shirt available in 4 colors actually: white, black, Democrat blue, and Republican red. Again, vote Biden-Harris 2020 if you are into blatant covidiocy and corruption, as Biden would like a national mask mandate and talks about how he would shut the country down. I put these in shit brown letters on purpose here because this ticket is shit. We got this great image of them, Biden and Harris here wearing masks, looking like complete covidiots, and high-fiving, creating some sort of a satanic light between their grizzled hands. If you want to check them out, it's at the smAsho store. And you can link to all of that from smashomash.org. Here, I'll type it in. See, smashomash.org. And you can link to the smAsh store and the smAsho store. So there's the smAsho store, and that's the Smash store, and here's the smAsho store, which is the one that has the Biden-Harris 2020 campaign gear. Now, if you're wondering what I'm wearing, well, I'll let you know. Here's what I'm wearing. We just got them in 2 days ago here. This is the I've Survived a Global Pandemic So Far Grim Reaper motif shirt. And this one's in purple. It's available in purple, gold, and black. Maybe other colors, I don't remember. You'll have to go check for yourself. And there's the design that I'm rocking today on my purple background shirt. I've survived a global pandemic so far, and so have you, otherwise you probably wouldn't be watching the video. Please leave a comment if you're viewing from the other side. Anyway, we're growing our organization. Check out the sites. Thanks to our patrons, the real source of funding for the content. There's a credit crawl coming soon, which is going to feature our patrons. We're also on Subscribestar. Visit the links below the video to support the content if you enjoy it. And thanks again for tuning in to another edition of the smAshlights. More content coming soon, including the daily space weather. Check out our playlists if you're viewing on YouTube, youtube.com/smAshomash/playlists. There's lots of content there that you may not be familiar with. And here's me, Dan, aka smAshomash, signing off from the Smash Bunker.